Hey, it's Jess. One thing that I really like to do, something I enjoy doing, a hobby of mine, is planning. With all the appointments that I have, and with having 4 girls and a husband who are very involved in activities outside of the home, I really need to keep everything organized to make my life a little bit easier. And planning is just something that I've always enjoyed doing. Being organized is something I've always liked. Now, I haven't always used a recollections planner, but that's what I've used the last 2 years. I have this one here. This is my one from 2020 because I want to show you how I utilize, or why I utilize, an hourly planner instead of a vertical or horizontal with just the blocks of time, or blocks like a morning, afternoon, evening blocks. So let me go ahead and show you. Each of my daughters, myself, my husband, we have a different color that I use so that I know who has to be where and when they have to be there. So if I just wrote things down in a regular planner or on a calendar as I got information, the things might not be written down in chronological order. And for my mind to think correctly or to work right, I need to see things in chronological order. So for instance, I had one daughter who had robotics at 3 o'clock until 4:15. But at 3:30, I had basketball practice because I coach from 3:30 to 5:15. At 5 o'clock, Mackenzie had practice until 6:30, but then at 6:30, she had a parent meeting. Although Mackenzie's practice started at 5 o'clock, mine ended at 5:15, Tegan started at 5:15 and went until 6:30. So I really utilize an hourly planner to help me keep things organized in my head so that I know when I have to be places. If it all doesn't fit, for instance here, there was practice from 3:30 to 5:15. This daughter had practiced the same time from 3:30 to 5 o'clock. She had practice from 5 to 6, and then she had another practice from 6 to 7. But here, there was a parent meeting, a 5th grade parent meeting at 6 o'clock. I couldn't write that in here. So I used a color block to help show, okay, this is not at the right time. You need to pay attention to this. Make sure you pay attention to this. It's different than what it should be, or it's not in the place where it should be. So that's why I choose to use an hourly planner. Now, several people have planners for different things. They have a financial planner. They have a spiritual planner. They have their regular catch-all planner. They have their work planner. They have all these different planners. I just need one. Although I love to be organized, I can't organize so many different things. So I use everything in one planner. So I have this nice little band that opens up to my monthly spread. Now, my monthly spread, we are in April now, so I'm going to switch this around. We are in April. I use this as my financial planning, our budgeting, our budget planner is my monthly spread. That's what I use this for. I don't have a separate planner just for my budget. I do it all in here. And I'll do that. I'll do a video on that another day. Now, Something else that other people do is they plan their week at one week at a time. So for instance, they start their video with a clean page, nothing on there, and they fill everything in. I can't do that. I feel like that takes a lot of time. So what I do is when I get a practice schedule of some sort, I go through and I fill in every practice that is on that schedule. So I have them all planned out. When we get dentist appointments, I make sure I fill in those dentist appointments right away. I don't wait until I'm planning that week. I get everything in right away. Our dentist gives us little reminder cards. I don't want to have to keep track of that reminder card until the week that I need to put it in. I put it in right away, and then, or when I sit down to do my planner, I get it done. I write it down right away, and then I throw away that little card. So this week was a little bit easier of a week because the girls weren't really starting many of their practices yet. They had track practice, but then this was their last day of school because this was Good Friday, and then we go into spring break. So there's not much here there wasn't much to plan here. As you can see, because I color code things, I don't have a theme for each spread. I don't have a theme for each week. I make it colorful. I make it fun. Every now and then there's a theme color, but for like some of the outside things, but usually there's not. As I mentioned, I use this planner for everything. So along the bottom is where I plan dinners. So we had ravioli on Monday. We had hamburgers on Tuesday. Wednesday, our church provides meals. You can go to the church, and before the kids program starts at 6 o'clock, you can go and have dinner starting at 5:30, and it's $1.50 a person. So kids can eat, parents can eat, anyone can eat for $1.50. So a lot of times we just eat at the church that night. Two of my daughters are in the program. The older two are in youth and help out. So all of our kids are there that night. So it makes our life a little bit easier for us to just eat at the church, spend $6 for each of the girls to eat. Typically, my husband and I will sometimes go out to eat on those nights. We are leaving on vacation on Saturday. So these days were kind of leftover days. We're cleaning out the fridge. We're getting everything ready. So I guess I can go ahead, just for the sake of it, I can go ahead and I can write leftovers. And I could have written at church, but that's just something we know. So again, I plan our meals in here as well. I don't have a separate meal planner. Some people have a planner, a spiritual planner, where they write out prayer requests or things like that. I use this planner. I put prayer requests for people off to the side. You can see in previous weeks, I write down when someone's having surgery or when they're having a procedure done, so that I know and remember to pray for those things on those days when they're happening or during the week that they're happening, things like that. So I use this planner for all of those things. Now, next week, we are going to be on spring break. We are going away for spring break. So there wasn't anything to plan. We are hanging out with friends in a house that we've rented through Airbnb. I'm really excited, so there really isn't anything to plan. When we come back on either late Saturday night or Sunday morning, a couple of the girls do have practices and youth group, so I made sure to write those down so that as we come back from spring break, I don't forget about that. Now, even though we are going into a week where there's nothing that I need to plan because we are just going away and hanging out, I do need to start looking at the week that we come back. The week of April 12th. So here we are at that week. As I mentioned, I have been writing down practices and things like that as those schedules come to me. The reason that I have sticky notes sometimes, I know one of my daughters has an AAU tournament this Saturday. I don't have information about it yet. So I didn't want to write it in the planner because I don't know when it starts. I don't know when we have to be there. I don't know any of that information. So I want to make sure that if anyone asks me, oh, are you doing anything on Saturday, April 17th? I don't look at my calendar and say, oh no, we don't have anything going on. I now can say, well, Mackenzie has an AAU tournament. I'm just not sure when it is. Let me get back to you. Same thing. This is a 5K for a friend's nonprofit that she runs. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to participate in that based on when the tournament is. So I have sticky notes there holding the place, reminding me there's something happening. I just don't have all of the information just yet. Now, although I have all of my practices and things on the schedule already, I have not decorated anything. As I showed in previous calendars, I'm not a huge decorator. Aside from my practices, I have a little prayer section. I sometimes put a strip at the top or maybe a couple other little stickers. There's really not much to me decorating my planner. Again, one little strip, a little saying, my prayer requests. That's about it. There's not a whole lot to it. So we're going to take just a minute for me to go ahead and show you how I decorate my planner. All right. Because most of the time there isn't anything going on early in the morning, I like to put some type of colorful strip at the top. Now, I have this handy bag of different washi tapes. There are several for Christmas that I'll use around the holidays. But right now, we are moving into spring, and I want something that's a little more bright. Let's see. Let's see what I have. You know what? We're just gonna go with yellow. Just gonna go with some yellow. Now, again, I don't use anything fancy. I went on Amazon, I got some colorful washi, and I use what I have. I don't go crazy with it. I don't measure everything perfectly. I use a regular plain old pair of scissors to snip things. I don't do crazy fancy. I do not have time to spend hours and hours just decorating. I want it to look cute, but I also want to make sure that I'm not spending so much time on just the cute stuff. Now I do have several sticker books. Again, nothing in particular. This is a recollections one. I have several happy planner ones. I have just a random sticker one. Nothing fancy. But again, just something that I can use to make things look a little bit cuter. Alrighty, so I'm gonna use this for at the top where I put my prayers for the week. Again, nothing crazy fancy. And then I just need a plain old box that says that I can write prayers in. Since we're doing the yellow theme, I know this is kind of a greenish color, but that's all right. Close enough. Just stick that on there. I always use black for things like this. And then I'll be able to fill those in. Now, the types of markers that I use are these Friction fine liners. The reason why I like these so much, I would always write in pencil. If you go back to my old planners, I always wrote in pencil because I hated, if you write in pen, you have to scribble it out. And I did not like that at all. I was not a huge fan of having to scribble things out. So I just always wrote in pencil. However, I always loved the idea of being able to color code things. As I got this girl's schedule, I pulled out her color and I wrote it all in. These are so nice because if I write practice and practice gets canceled, I don't have to erase it, or I don't have to scribble it out. I can just erase it. Amazing. So these are my favorite. I also have, these are the markers. There are actual pens as well that write the same way. And then erase. You can purchase these in a large pack. See all the colors? Oh, there's my, but I purchased those in a large pack so that I can have all the multiple colors. And then the pens, I usually purchase in packs of 3 with different colors that I just like to make lists within a notebook outside of my planner. All right, so then down below, I would make sure that I fill in all of our dinners. Most of the time, I fill in just dinners because except on the weekends, I'll do breakfast, lunch, and dinner. I like to plan just the dinners the kids are usually at school for lunch. This year, lunch is free for the students through the state. Everyone in the state, whether you qualify for free or reduced lunch or not, is free. So the girls really like eating at the school. So since it's free this year, I don't mind allowing them to do that. So I don't have to plan for lunch. And breakfast, it just kind of depends on how the day is. Sometimes they have bagels, sometimes they have toast, sometimes we do eggs, sometimes we do rice. We always have cereal on hand. So breakfast is a little bit easier to plan because it's just grab and go stuff most of the time anyways. But dinners are what I really need to plan. I will do a dinner plan in another video. But this is the basics of my layout and how I handle my planners. If you have any questions, make sure you comment below. If you'd like to see more of these videos, please go ahead and subscribe so you'll get notified when I make new videos. Thanks for watching, you guys. Bye-bye.